welcome to cheekyricho's Japanese chicken and tomato omelette or omurice. The ingredients are in the recipe box below, so let's get started. We will be using the Flavorchef because this is just so easy to make in it. First thing that we're going to do is add our rice. Now I'm using basmati rice because it's a lower GI, with some water. Turn it on to full power for about 15 minutes. It won't take that long, but we'll make sure it doesn't turn off in that time. Just close the lid and it'll steam as it cooks. Now we have some chicken pieces that have just been cut into tiny little pieces here. We have some soy sauce, some toasted sesame oil, some spring onions, tomato sauce, garlic, diced onion, frozen peas that have just been thawed, 5 eggs, some tomato puree. Feel free to use fresh tomatoes if that's what you have in abundance. And we've just got a little oil. We're using some of our umami paste, and I've showed you how to make that in a different video. But in about 10 minutes or so time, we're going to be removing this rice. It doesn't matter if it's a little undercooked at this stage or even a little dry, because we're going to be soaking it up further with this tomato puree. Okay, we've still got about 5 minutes to go, but we're going to remove this rice now because it's part cooked. The only complaint I have about this machine is that you can't tip it up to get stuff out of it. So you've actually got to physically scoop it out, but so what? Okay, that rice is boiling hot now. That'll actually continue to cook inside there with the restored energy that's in there. Now we're going to just turn our Flavorchef back on. Pour in some oil. No need to clean it because the rest of the meal has been cooked in the same place. It's in with our onion now. Okay, it's in with our garlic now. Put in the garlic crusher. Give that a stir around, and then we're going to send in our chicken once we've got a little bit of colour on our onions, and they'll be nice and sweet. So I haven't got it on a high heat because I don't want to burn that garlic. It'll become very bitter if it burns. Okay, our onion's sort of translucent now, got a little bit of colour on it, so now we're going to send in our little chicken pieces and brown them all off. We turn it up at this stage. Umami paste goes in now. Oodles of flavour in that. Better than a stock cube. Some veggie salt, freshly cracked pepper, sesame oil and soy sauce can go in now. Smelling pretty fine. Now we're just going to give our eggs a light whisk with a little dash of water, and that'll make it nice and soft and fluffy. Okay, our chicken's almost cooked. Time to send in our soy sauce, our ketchup or tomato sauce, and our tomato puree. Now I've got plenty of tomato puree there, and the reason that I've done that, I'm going to let that reduce down a little bit before I add my rice and my peas. So we'll just mix that all around, and this will concentrate and give it a gorgeous flavour. Then we're going to remove this concoction and get on with our omelette. Simmer that away until it reduces and thickens slightly. Okay, after about 5 minutes or so, this is reduced a little bit and it's thickened slightly. Now we're going to send back in our rice. Now the rice is still really hot, but it's not quite cooked, so it will soak up all those extra bits of juice and give us a gorgeous flavour. Just mix it all around. Okay, once you're happy with the amount of moisture that rice has absorbed, we're going to send in our frozen peas and just cook that down so it's not too soupy. We don't want it like a risotto because it's got to be contained inside our little omelette that we're going to make. As you can see, nothing has stuck here. You've got quite a high heat. A wide base pan is giving me lots of evaporation so that rice can absorb all of that delicious sauce without getting too gluggy. And then we have to spoon this out of the Flavorchef and get onto our omelette. Okay, just while that's reducing down a little bit further, I'm just going to grate some Daikon radish, which is a Japanese radish, and that's going to be an accompaniment to it with some of our homemade pickled ginger, and I've showed you that in a different video, and just some sliced iceberg lettuce. Okay, I'm satisfied that that's sort of reduced down enough. The rice grains have swollen, the peas are cooked, and I've just adjusted the seasoning. Needed a little bit more salt, that was it. Turn that off for the time being. Okay, we've just removed our rice now. We're just going to put that to one side. Nothing has stuck. Now we've just reduced rice and tomato sauce, which has got sugar in it, right down to nothing, and nothing has stuck in this pan. I absolutely adore this pan. So now we're just going to put another little drizzle of oil in there. Just give it a wipe out first with a little bit of damp paper towel. Be careful doing this that you don't burn yourself, because the wet towel is an excellent conductor of heat. And as you can see, nothing has stuck. Little drizzle of oil now. I don't need it, but it's just for the flavour. Mix that all around. And pretty soon we're going to do a dance of 1,000 spatulas, because that's pretty all we're going to need to get this out. Now half of our mixture goes in now. That's about it. Turn it back on to about medium, and we're going to lay some of our rice mixture in there and then fold it up on itself and then serve it on a plate with our pickled ginger, our grated daikon, and a little bit of lettuce. Now before it's completely set, we're going to just sprinkle a couple of our spring onions on there for freshness, not too much. We're going to leave the rest for our garnish and for our other omurice omelette. And we're just going to spoon some of this into the center now. Ideally this should have the shape of like a sausage, which is thick on the middle and thinner on the two ends. Oh, there's so much rice here. It's a very economical dish. Right to the edge. And now we just tip these two edges towards the center. Fingers and thumbs here. There you go. Oh my goodness, that's hot. I'd never manage this with chopsticks, eh? And ideally this gets tipped upside down onto your plate and then sort of fashioned into shape. Let's see what our chances are of getting this out in one piece. Okay, time with the big guns. We've got a big spatula here. I'm just going to lift it onto that. And now we've got to tip it over on itself. There. Well, that's not too bad. That's not too bad, seeing I couldn't tip the pan up. I'm just going to push this into shape a bit. Pop our lettuce on there. Just tidy up that mess I've made on the plate. A bit of paper towel. Some of our daikon radish now. Oh, there's plenty there. Richo really likes that. He says it's very sweet. Some of our pickled ginger, and I've showed you that in a different video. I don't know if this is traditional, but Richo loves this stuff. He'd have it on his Weet-Bix if he could. Some pickled ginger there. Wow, that's a whack of it, isn't it? I have oodles of it though. And some tomato sauce squidgied over the top. Try and join the dots if you can. There you go. cheekyricho's omurice. I hope you enjoyed this little cooking demonstration. If you would like to see more interesting recipes and ideas, just check out our cheekyricho channel. And don't forget to please subscribe. And do come back and visit us again soon. We have so much more to show you, and we're uploading lots of videos every week. And thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. Okay, have a little taste, shall we? Some of our yummy omelette and our filling. A bit of our daikon radish. Oh, yum. That is beyond gorgeous. Thanks for watching.